Hello, Family Court Fraud Warrior family. My name is Brooke Avery. My daughter Audrey and I are victims of family court fraud. My court case number is 213543. It is filed with the East Baton Rouge Parish Family Court in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Judge Pamela Baker is presiding. I filed for divorce in May of 2018. I have been involved in litigation for 7 years, the last 4 of which have been extensively litigated for 2 of my efforts to relocate myself and my daughter out of the state of Louisiana. In 2021, I received an opportunity and a promotion to take the supervisory asset forfeiture paralegal position with the District of Utah with the U.S. Attorney's Office, transferring out of the Middle District of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. I was able to get my daughter enrolled, and she received a state special needs scholarship, the Carson Smith Opportunity Scholarship. It was in the amount of approximately $6,800 to go towards her tuition and fees for a program that was much better suited to meet her academic needs and academic successes. My ex-husband filed explosive pleadings with his first set of lawyers. We had to have a guardian ad litem appointed as well as a child custody evaluator. Through that process, it was determined that 50-50 custody would be awarded, even though I had primary domiciliary prior to that and my relocation was denied. I lost my job with the U.S. Attorney's Office and was not able to relocate. My daughter suffered tremendously and to date has not made any forward progress academically. I made a second effort to relocate in July of 2023 after her father tested positive for cocaine. Her father's name is Aaron Brock Avery. Aaron is spelled Aaron. He is a licensed attorney and an administrative law judge with the Division of Administrative Law in the state of Louisiana. He tested positive for cocaine. My second effort to relocate her, again, was also denied. The players involved in my litigation, Aaron Brock Avery was represented previously by Bo Brock, Lori Palmentier, and Emily Lindig of Brock Palmentier Law. They represented him in the first relocation effort and again in the second relocation effort. He was court ordered to enroll in the SoberLink program and was monitored at 3 times per day daily alcohol monitoring. I did as well in the state of Louisiana. When someone has substance abuse problems or there's allegations, both parties need to participate in that process. Turns out, throughout the entire fall of 2023, he was drinking and manipulating the system on the SoberLink device. He filed a fraudulent motion to continue that was filed by those lawyers again, Bo Brock, Lori Palmentier, and Emily Lindig of Brock Palmentier Law. The judge awarded him a continuation on our trial date, and then he tested positive. I got an alert he tested positive for alcohol. We had an emergency hearing in January of 2024. The court granted me temporary custody and was allowing me to take my daughter to the state of Idaho, which is where I have been residing since March of 2023. He fired his first set of lawyers. Again, those lawyers are Bo Brock, Lori Palmentier, and Emily Lindig of Brock Palmentier Law. He retained Mary Roper and Randy Lai of Roper Lai and filed an emergency supervisory writ for a stay of that decision that was entered by Pamela Baker with the First Circuit Court of Appeals. The First Circuit Court of Appeals upheld that I did not meet my burden of proof, even though her father had tested positive for cocaine, was drinking on court-ordered SoberLink, and had been told by 2 separate treatment centers and 2 separate substance abuse evaluations that he needed to go to treatment, and he fought both of those and was allowed to keep our daughter in the state of Louisiana. We had a 3-day relocation trial in April of 2024. The attorneys that represented him at that time were Mary Roper and Randy Lai of Roper Lai. There were 3 individuals that testified that are in the field of education, no less. And that is the only reason that my daughter is in the state of Louisiana, is for her alleged education. These individuals are as follows, and I would just caution anybody that views this video, if you know these women, I would keep your children away from them. These women do not care about academic advancement, academic success. They do not communicate with parents. They were involved in not notifying me of certain things that were going on, which is a violation of federal IDEA law. Both my rights and my daughter's rights have been violated. I am now filing a due process hearing, ironically, at the very agency where her father, my ex-husband, again, his name is Aaron Brock Avery, that name is Aaron, where he works as an administrative law judge with the Division of Administrative Law. So I don't know if God has a sense of humor, but that my due process hearing is going to be filed at his agency. And one of his colleagues will be rendering a decision on this, and we're going to get to talk about cocaine and a host of other things. But the three people that were involved that testified about how my daughter's academic successes and strengths could not be met anywhere else except for the state of Louisiana are as follows. Christy Mansour. She's the former special education program administrator with the Diocese of Baton Rouge in a program known as REACH. She is now serving as the principal of St. Alphonsus Catholic School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The second individual that testified is Donna Gainey. That is my daughter's current teacher. She is a special education teacher in the SWORD program, which is part of the St. Michael High School program in the Diocese of Baton Rouge. The third individual is Bethany Robichaud. She is also a former program administrator for special education with the Diocese of Baton Rouge, and she is now serving as an associate director of stewardship at Louisiana State University. Christy and Donna both testified that my daughter has been testing at a second grade level for 5 years. So this is since 2019. And my daughter has not been allowed to relocate into a better academic educational setting to meet her needs. I don't believe either one of them knew about the cocaine use. The third individual that I named, Bethany Robichaud, did talk about cocaine and did not see any problem with Brock doing cocaine and needing to keep Audrey or wanting to keep Audrey and being in that environment. I have filed ethics complaints with the Louisiana Office of Disciplinary Counsel for violations of the rules of professional conduct. Those have been filed against his lawyers, Bo Brock, Lori Palmentier, and Emily Lindig of Brock Palmentier, and also Mary Roper and Randy Lai of Roper Lai. It is my hope that my case, I'm very much looking forward to due process. I think something might actually happen with her education. It's unfortunate. I've spent close to $70,000 over the last 7 years on attorney fees, relocation efforts, guardian ad litem, child custody evaluators. But I think I might actually have some traction with this due process. At the very least, I think it's going to be setting some policy for the Diocese of Baton Rouge and the Louisiana Department of Education. I'm also going to proceed with a federal civil lawsuit because I don't even know how you put a price on not having your daughter based on testimony from individuals that, again, don't have any interest in education. I hope that my case gets some traction. I'm very happy to be part of this community of support. I am posting links to disciplinary action as well as the ruling from the First Circuit Court of Appeals in my profile. I'm also going to post pictures of each of these individuals as well. Please share my video. I certainly don't want this to ever happen to anybody ever again. I think it is an absolute travesty what has happened in the state of Louisiana. Louisiana does not care about children at all. They value, I don't even know if I'd say parent rights. I just think it's a very unfortunate experience. But again, I'm happy to be part of this community. So thank you.